Oh yeah, but you.
How you get on?
We're not going to the one right here. We're gonna get lit up.
Oh, there's a nice station right here. There's a nigga right here, bro, in front of me. That's not hold up. Drop that money.
Drop me money, nigga. I got 7,000.
Oh shit. Better.
He dropped them down.
Damn, nigga, you looking colorful as hell.
Alright, we back in the helicopter.
Bet.
Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons.
There's niggas right there, too. Get on there right here, come on.
Dan Bailey now to put the ball in the air, and we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. This is fielded at the goal line. Twisting away.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
I'm outside, I drop his ass. Come on, bitch.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Now the third leading rusher in the NFL last year, Todd Gurley. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A nice pickup there, 18 yards, first down Falcons.
Mike, ready, we're ready. Got you. I got you, son. 59.
Oh, I see niggas in here.
Now Ryan on first down. It's complete to Laquan Treadwell. And he's got this down to the 35. A nice pickup there, 18 yards, first down Falcons.
That bitch is low. That shit low as hell.
And a nice start there to the aerial attack to pick up the first.
And I think preseason is officially over now. Getting into the groove of the regular season, that's a great way to get started. First drive of the season, what a nice completion.
Ryan's throw caught by Jones. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. 33 yards that time. And now he's really knocking on the door for 700. That is career catch 699. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting.
And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Todd Gurley taking it in as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Excellent start there. First drive of the season. Big-time success, putting it in the end zone.
And remember, that was done without any real map of how to do it. In other words, the deeper you get into the season, you get game film to work off of, tendencies to work off of. The first drive of the season, things can be entirely different than what you've seen in the past. It's a really good job of execution by them.
Oh, my God, bro. That's some bullshit. Kill him with a bomb.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
Put that on, bro. That makes you a bullet stronger. Lock. Watch out, nigga.
Cousins and the Vikings with a first and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's Dalvin Cook, third year back from Florida State. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a
that
second
precision,
and 5.
whatever that's called.
Cousins.
That thing with a clip on it, that makes you a bullet stronger.
And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you got to stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
I remember the first time I saw Dalvin Cook play in college. I was watching him on TV, called a scouting friend of mine and said, "Who is this guy? He's special." And he said, "Dude, you're watching a home run hitter on the field."
Yeah, he was special in Tallahassee. Left Florida State their all-time leader in rushing yards and touchdowns. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. After the interception, here's Ryan. Complete to Jones. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta. On first down, it's Gurley. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They run. It's Gurley. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. Ryan now to throw on 3rd down. Going to flare this one out to Gurley in the flat. No gain at all on the play there, and that'll bring up 4th down.
They dialed up the blitz on 3rd down, and your worry as a defense that they can hit you with a big play in that situation. Instead, the blitz pays off, able to rally to the football and make the play.
The punter lock out there now as he sends it away. Taking it about the 16. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. A first update now out of Jacksonville. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, it does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They try and run on first down, but to no avail. Tackled for a 2-yard loss in the backfield. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Cousins to throw it this time. Step. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And the Falcons grab it, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. They run out of the shotgun with Gurley. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards at first down, that fits the bill.
Now this one into the hands of the tight end, Hayden Hurst. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Hayden Hurst, 35 yards. And the Falcons push further out in front. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And it's now 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Open man is Thielen. It's complete. Past the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, 76 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed, because let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. Julio Jones once again the intended target, and it's 3rd and 4. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. To throw is Ryan. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards there and a Falcon first down.
And a Falcon first down.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Well, partner, Gurley came on the scene in 2015 NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. It's been all systems go from game one.
And they talked about easing him into the lineup, and that's really what they did. But once they got him in, they couldn't get him out. They had to feed him the ball more and more.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The sack by Harold Landry, the former Boston College Eagle.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they under pressure again, and down he goes again. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. Now it's Ryan. He's going to dump it off to Gurley. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. Here's Jeff Locke now. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter, 14-7. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend.
Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Well, these two teams, the Falcons and the Vikings, have met 30 times since the Falcons' inaugural year in the league back in 1966. And the Vikings winning 19 of those games, but maybe the most memorable game between the two was a Falcons victory. That was in the NFC Championship game back in January of '99. Gary Anderson missed a field goal to potentially win it at the end of regulation, and then the Falcons would get the victory in OT 30-27, and they were off to the Super Bowl. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. Fielded just inside the 20. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
Play action, Ryan. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Ryan. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Harold Landry able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Here's Gurley now out of the gun. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Ready, get ready. 25, 54, south. Go, go, go.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
So we are at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, we'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like you had green on that play.
And now a big play to start off this drive as the shot downfield is complete. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. First down, here's Cousins. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A good pickup there, 26 yards. They'll run for it with Cook. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken at his 4. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they've got to make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Again, they run with Gurley. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop it. Wide open receiver complete. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Ryan. He completes it to Jones. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. It's a gain of 16, first down Falcons.
16 yards. First down.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Flushed out right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Play action. It's Ryan. It's caught. Jones. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 12-yard line. Ryan now, pretty remarkable, 14 of 15 through the air, only one incompletion, and another 1st and 10 here. And this one to Treadwell, complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
59, Daddy. 25, 21.
Back to the ground game here, Gurley. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Todd Gurley. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Falcons push further out in front. Koo able to connect on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They did what they had to do to start this 3rd quarter, went down, got the touchdown, and cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started. Rush coming, and he's taken down. In for the sack, Deion Jones. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now Cousins. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Vikings. Marcus Johnson, 89 yards. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, get into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. On the counter, Gurley. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Hey, Tuesday. Go, get up.
They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And he's got this down to the 35. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Here's Ryan. He's going to go for a big play down. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Todd Gurley with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Falcons push further out in front. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Not the start to the drive they were hoping for. That run doesn't get them much at all.
No, not at all. That leaves them with 3rd and long, which means you got to dial up something pretty good. Think your best player with a play that he likes to run best.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A very solid gain of 27. They go play action here on 1st down. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Adam Thielen, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Bailey got the extra point, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. And remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
He's at the 30. 10, 5, touchdown, Falcons. Calvin Ridley, 65 yards. And the Falcons push further out in front. And sometimes those slants, they can be so tough to defend after the catch. It just happens so quickly.
And really, what gets set up there is how quickly everything happens. Ball's out of the hands of the passer in a hurry, and he just takes it and goes.
And he went all the way into the end zone. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
It takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that.
Check Mike 45. Check Mike 45.
Because I'm on that for
I got you.
Now a play fake here on first down. Eluding the pressure right. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings. Cousins on first down. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen.
As a general,
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This
used to look up to when I was little.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. Now Ryan finding room at the 30. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And finally down at the 41-yard line. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Gurley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Where they at?
Here comes a 20th carry for Gurley. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
I'm not going to go crazy with the game.
Calling no gain there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
And they, in fact, will throw it. This complete to Jones. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Jeff Locke now as he's on to punt for Atlanta.
I'm going to let him die like that. Yeah, he went to go rest.
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off.
He rested already. I heard it.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Here's Jeff Locke now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Look at the clock. Everyone knows the situation. Probably time here for one final play.
And we know what that play is going to be. It's got to be some sort of Hail Mary, throwing it towards the end zone and hoping someone can catch it or catch it off of a tip. Think back to 2015. Didn't we see Green Bay pull that off twice in the season? Once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. So stranger things have happened. It'd be interesting to see what the defensive strategy is about who they put on the field to try and knock that ball away.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. They run on 1st down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And, partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, you know, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason. But now I'm listening to you.
Yeah, it's cool.
So for Atlanta, it wasn't always pretty, but they do eke out the Week 1 victory here by a field goal. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.